This is Chapter 1, Section 8, Day 1 notes, and we're going to start out with a little bit of vocabulary. An equation is a mathematical sentence that uses an equal sign. So before we've looked at expressions, those have been mathematical sentences without an equal sign. So an equation is a little bit different. So something like 2 plus 3 equals 5, or 4x plus 9 equals 31, or y equals mx plus b. These all have equal signs, so they're all equations. The next vocabulary word is open. Open is a mathematical sentence that contains one or more variables. So if it has a variable, it's considered an open equation. So 4x plus 9 equals 31, or y equals mx plus b. These all have at least one or more variables in them, so they are open. The last vocabulary word for today is solution. Solution is a value for a variable that makes the equation true. So x equals 2 is a solution of x plus 3 equals 5 because 2 plus 3 equals 5. It's true. So now we're going to go through some example problems. The first thing you're going to be explaining if classifying equations. Determine if the equation is true, false, or open, and then explain. So true means it works, false means it does not work, and open means that it contains a variable. So this first one, does 24 plus 18 equal 20 plus 22? So doing a little bit of addition on either side of the equation, you can see that 42, does it equal 42? That would be a true statement. 42 equals 42. Okay, the next problem, does 7 times 8 equal 54? Well, 7 times 8 is 56. Does 56 equal 54? No, so this would be a false equation because 56 does not equal 54. And then the last part, 2x minus 14 equals 54. This x means that this is going to be open because it contains a variable. So that's just classifying true, false, or open, and that'll come back throughout the year, which is kind of a silly way of looking at things, but an equation can either be true, false, or open. So next we go to identifying solutions of an equation. So is x equals 6 a solution of the equation 32 equals 2x plus 12? So the first step of this problem is to actually plug in the 6 for the x to see if it works. So does 32 equal 2 times 6 plus 12? So parentheses first, 2 times 6 is 12, and then addition, 12 plus 12 is 24. So 32 equaling 24 is false. Okay, so it would be no, 6 is not a solution of 32 equals 2x plus 12. Next one, now I have a fraction. M equals 1/2. Is that a solution of 6m minus 8 equals negative 5? So I plug in 1/2 for m. So does 6 times 1/2 minus 8 equal negative 5? Well, 6 times 1/2 is 3. Is 3 minus 8 negative 5? In fact, it is. So negative 5 equals negative 5. So this would be yes. 1/2 is a solution of 6m minus 8 equals negative 5 because it works. Next, we're writing an equation using an application problem. So as I read through this, I'm going to write a couple bits and pieces of information down. So an art student wants to make a model of Mayan Great Ball Court. There's no math in that, so I don't have to write anything down. The length, okay, that sounds mathematical, so I'm going to abbreviate to the L, of the court is. Now, is this a super important word? That's always going to be an equal sign. 2.4, that's math, times, that's going to be multiplication, its width, so W. The length of the student model, so L, is equals 54 inches. Okay, so I actually have two equations. L equals 2.4 times W, and L equals 54. So if I take a look, I can actually replace the L with the 54 because it's the same thing. So 54 equals 2.4 W. That's the equation. And then I just have to solve. So I would divide each side by 2.4 to get the W by itself. And so 54 divided by 2.4 gives me 22.5. So 22.5 is the width. That is the solution. That's the one number that works for my two equations. Okay. So this next one, letter B, the length. So again, that's going to be L of the ball cart at La Vienta is equals 14 times the height of its wall, so H. Write and solve an equation that can be used to find the height of a model that has a length of 49 centimeters, so 49. So here are my two equations. L equals 14 times H, and L equals 49. I can replace this L with 49 because I know that number. So I get 49 equals 14H. Now I divide both sides by 14 to get the height to be 3.5. Again, that's the only number that works as a solution.